Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet live here on Fandom Wire News over on Facebook and Popcorn Planet on YouTube. I'm going to come up with a better name at some point. Right, Lewis? I'm here with my boy, Lewis. What's up? We're here.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to help here.
Maybe worst name ever. I was like, no.
Okay, so let's ask the people in the comments.
Yeah,
what do you think would be a good name?
Because it lives on two places, so it's sort of Popcorn Planet over there and Fandom Wire over there. It's streaming on both worlds to sort of build community at both places. But if you got a good name for the show, do it. I'm sick of all the being safe. I'm calling out my rants, my opinions. It's all coming out on these streams. And I got an opinion on this Volcano live that happened last night. Did you watch it, Lewis?
No, man. Actually, I saw that you were setting this up today, and I did a little bit of research. Very interesting, very dangerous looking, and I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys watch. We have some other news. We're going to talk about this Volcano live in a minute if any of you guys watched it. But also, this is a free for all. If you guys want to talk about something, the Last of Us TV series just got announced at HBO. We'll talk about whatever's sort of breaking today throughout the news and taking your comments. YouTubers on my channel, if you super chat up, you'll be supporting and we'll get priority. And then I'll be looking for people on Facebook to introduce and get your comments. So if you're watching this on Facebook, leave a little comment and you'll be featured on the show. Just
Absolutely,
like
man.
What
Bring
up?
up a topic.
George,
Bring up a topic.
Time. It is Andy Lewis time. Hey, George time. How's it going? So wait, someone is really tightrope walking across an active volcano. Yes, Bill. Yes. He is. Thank you for tipping me off to get to the point of this video. Now let's talk about this, Lewis. You ready? So you didn't get to see it live, but I had my YouTube app to sort of try to get us there, but for some reason it's not. I couldn't get my password to work on this computer. But anyway, I don't want to show too much of it because I'll get dinged. But here you go. Here are the shots. I'm pausing and stopping. Dude, tight-roped across a active volcano. This is Nick Wallenda. He's like known for doing this sort of activity. He does it all the time. He did like the Grand Canyon. He's done between buildings. Like dude walks a lot. Now, so I'm looking at this and I'm like, my God, he's walking through toxic fog. He's over this volcano. It's like forever long. It took him like half hour, 45 minutes. The wire then is also like up. He's got to like walk upstream as it goes, and he's got to keep his balance. He can't see. His eyes are burning from toxic fog as it's going. And, you know, spoiler alert, he survives. He makes it, right? He makes it across. Now, look, I'm actually not here to rant about the show. I thought, bravo, Nick Wallenda. What an epic stunt you did. This is amazing. But no, you know what people are freaking out about? He had a safety harness. Can you see it?
Yeah.
He had a safety harness. Of course he has a safety harness. He's walking over an active volcano.
He
Come on. And so now, of course, the internet, the way the internet is, look at this. Like, my God, the internet sucks. They're such full of hate douchebags. Look at this. Yeah, there's a harness. But I think y'all forgot that. Yeah, this guy's nice. Let me ignore it. Wait. Think the vet has a safety harness connected to another wire? Come on, man. I thought this was supposed to be risky and suspenseful.
Well, why doesn't he try it?
Exactly.
He can do it without it.
Tabler. What are you doing? Here we go, Megan. I can't do what Nick Wallenda is doing, nor what I want to. But you're live, this volcano walk up, and you're harnessed? Like, these people are just, there's so many of them. Take the harness off, you fraud. Can't believe you're walking across an active volcano with a harness. And Nick Wallenda 2020 is so sick of this dude and his safety harnesses. This is maddening. And as Marcus puts it, yeah, there's a harness, but I think y'all forget this isn't about the harness. It's for Nick. It's about the walk, and all the others are about Nick overcoming his fears and having the strength to make it across without slipping, without withstanding the heat and the wind. Yes, that's what this is about. It's not about friggin' harnesses and all these Twitter fools. Like, they made this whole thing about everyone. There's literally now articles today. That's what I found. Not like Nick crosses the volcano without slipping. It's, you know, angers fans. This is the new trend. Have you noticed this, Lewis? You're in the new trend for news when there's a little slow news day is, let's see what Twitter's mad about so we can make a headline there.
I disagree. This is not new. This isn't new. This isn't new. Twitter outrage? No way, man.
Oh, no, I'm saying this is the trend. That's like, it's just no, I guess you're right. A trend is the wrong word. This is a tactic that the media outlets use when it's a slow news day of, let's just go to what Twitter's saying and we'll use them as news. Why are Twitter reactions news, Lewis?
Well, the same way we're talking about this because it's a slow news day, maybe. This reminds me of
calling out the fact that Twitter reactions aren't news.
It's all a circle, man. Do you know who Felipe Petit is?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't you? Wasn't that the dude who wasn't that? No, there was the one dude who you're about to talk about who walked across the twin towers with no harness. That's a high bar. Yeah, dude. And there's an amazing documentary called Man on a Wire. That you
and
can
the
watch.
film The Walk, which I really liked.
The Walk is okay. It's okay.
I loved it, man.
Man on a Wire is so much better. And there's a
Man on
children's
the Wire.
book.
Okay.
There's a children's book for all you parents. That book is fantastic. And so it's a little children's book about this guy walking between the buildings. And they make it like the Cape or like a kid's story. But the documentary is fascinating because they did it without clearance and he scouted it for ages. And it's now, even obviously with the loss of the two Twin Towers, it's such a nice, like, wow, the dude did that and honor. Like, it's an amazing to watch the real footage and pictures of this guy doing it without the harness. Now, look, I get it. Doing it without a harness is legit. But here's the truth. ABC demanded and required and made him wear the harness. It wasn't his choice. He would have done it without the harness. ABC's like, no, dude, you can't do this without a harness. You're crazy. There were so many variables that it makes sense. Still, dude, if the dude fell, that would have been freaky, even with a harness on. Those harnesses aren't always, I've seen Cliffhanger. Those harnesses don't always keep, right, Lewis?
Absolutely. And let me just give you an example of what he did. When I was covering The Walk, and it's the first time I used VR, and they had us like do a virtual reality walk across the Twin Towers, and I almost pooped my pants, and that wasn't even real, dude. So I'm just going to give you an example.
Vertigo, right? You're like, whoa.
No, I felt like I was there in New York. On top of the damn building. It was freaky, dude. It was freaky. And imagine this guy doing it on a volcano. Oh my gosh, dude. I can't even. Now I know how he must know how Anakin felt.
Yeah, no, totally. But I saw, Dave T Geek, who I always see. Thanks, Dave. Watch The Walk in 3D. I did. I watched it in 3D IMAX back in LA, and I had the same feeling of vertigo. Like there were those scenes they did where he looks over the edge, and my legs shake because I'm not a great guy with heights. I challenge myself to like go there to try and, as Will Smith says, it's all in your mind. The Cypher Rage stuff on what he always does his quotes of fear is not real. But so he's right. He's totally right. And I'm always teaching my kids that. But the vertigo, I can't make the legs from shaking. If I get high, I'm like, do you have any like, fears like that? Would you?
Well, like I said, the mere VR scared me, and it depends, what my threshold is. I mean, I could go like about a few feet up in the air, but then maybe if I get on top of my roof, I'm already, pooping it. I don't want to say any bad words because YouTube. But anyways, yeah, man. I mean, this is great. I would love to have him on your show here. That would be an amazing thing to do. Maybe in a couple months we could interview him. And it'd be
Nick
great.
Wallenda?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure.
When. But this is incredible. And let me ask you, if he didn't have the safety gear and he falls, then who's at fault? ABC, right? The story would be ABC's trying to capitalize on the death. So come on, man. Twitter, be real.
You're absolutely right. That's a good point. Like exactly, the media would. Oh my God, how'd you let him do this without a harness? You should have known better, ABC. It's weird, actually. I probably shouldn't speak about this, but I guess I can now. But we were involved in a stunt that went wrong where a guy really injured himself with Sony way back for this thing we did for Ghost Rider. The company's now defunct, and I'm not going to. But anyway, the moral of the story was like some jerk. There's a jerk online who always tries to say it was my responsibility. He's a disgruntled employee who's delusional and has serious mental problems, allegedly, reportedly. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Don't quote me. What do I know? I'm just annoyed. But anyway, he's coming at me all the time, and he says I was involved. But anyway, my point is I actually was involved because at the time when I worked at an old company, we had this bike stunt where this guy did this stunt, and he was in charge of it all. Like we hired him to the stunt. He brought his own safety team. He did it all, and he was supposed to jump over this lake while he was on fire on a motorcycle, and he missed. And he hit the land, and it was awful. It was like terrifying, and he survived, but was in casts and hurt, like not in good shape at all. So then of course he tried to sue us and then Sony and everything, which you do. But I was there, like I was in the meetings. It was like, dude, you got it all right. You got your safety people. Yeah. And like he was in charge. So it was like I felt bad for the guy, but we just were there to film it. Right. It becomes like a interesting, case, which I believe, I don't know where it went. It's not my place to say where the case went, but I just remember being involved in that. I was just like, well, we talked about it, but you took responsibility. He even signed it away. Like you're in charge of the stunt safety. This is on you. We're bringing cameras. And so but with ABC, it's whoever sets that wire up, right? He brought the ramp. He brought the bike. He brought all the gear. He did the measurements. it's that part of the stunt crew and the team and the safety things up there. But then I guess, is there some liability? Maybe ABC is probably like, did you check that? Did you check that? Insurance? That's where it gets complicated and out of my jurisdiction because I wasn't even there on the set. But I can see why it's complicated and why ABC bottom line is like, dude, you're at prime time. I don't want to risk any insurance stuff. I want to make sure we are buttoned up.
Also, the perception, they're monetizing commercials. You know what I mean? So that's like putting people in danger to monetize, and I'm sure he's getting paid a little bit. It's same thing with this cancellation of events happening, because of the wink wink thing. You know what I'm talking about? And it's all trying to be safety. I'm sure the studios know that no one's going to get anything. I mean, well, the possibilities are like very small, but if that one person gets hurt or gets the, they're responsible. People are going to point the fingers and say, you're trying to monetize. You were trying to make money and you were irresponsible. And now this person's like this, or this person's in the hospital. You know what I mean? I'm talking in codes because we're on YouTube and sometimes they don't let us say things.
Yeah, I'm not going to say Bud Light if that's what you mean.
Bud Light.
Bud Light. The Bud of all germs. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, regarding this, just to wrap up the story, and if you guys have any things you want to sort of mention or talk about as we get to the next topic, feel free to send it over. But I just found the media on it is now amazing. He's part of the 7th generation wire walking family whose outrageous stunts have brought fame and tragedy to his family. His grandfather, my girlfriend was showing me, his grandfather, Carl, died in Puerto Rico, I think, doing a stunt. I'm looking it up. In 1978, he was, but yeah, he fell to death because of a sudden breeze and knocked over. And there's shots of him sort of, it's awful. But that's why you wear safety harnesses. So he's had people in his own family die. Thank you, Damien. What's up? No, thank you for the support. People just want to see someone fall and burn. Literally, tell me about it. Don't I know it? That's what we are as a society. You are correct, sir. And look, that's why we watch someone cross the active volcano, because you're secretly like, is he going to fall? But you don't want him to, but then you kind of do, right? That's what's sick about us as humans. You want to watch see the car crash, but you don't want them to be hurt. And so that is what we're doing. But of course he's wearing a harness.
It's crazy how this stuff's passed on through generations. Andy, I'm sure you remember Evel Knievel and stuff. And I believe his son went on to do stuff. Not wire work, but these guys, these stunt guys appear, and they fascinate people throughout the generations and stuff. So it's very interesting.
So anyway, just to wrap, I was just trying to get to this last little bit of it. I didn't realize it was the longest and highest 1,800-foot walk across an active volcano. It was the longest and highest ever attempted for a high wire act. He's now become the first person to walk across of the volcano. Some viewers were left angry by the feature of the stunt. Wallenda said that ABC tasked him with wearing the harness for the stunt as they did his previous stunt in New York City. That's for ABC. It is what it is. It'll be the same as Times Square. He wore a gas mask to cover his eyes, which caused online grousing. People are frustrating. What can you do, though?
Well, they say, man, psychologists say that when people have nothing to worry about, they make up stuff, and that's Twitter.
That is Twitter.
Life's good.
All right, I want to talk about I didn't see anybody else suggest a main topic, but I'm just going to call it. This guy's being nice. You were the man, Andy. Your story is inspiring. I love what you're doing. Hugging the cactus is awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Now that's support. Love it. Trying to not just for me, but I'm trying to inspire everyone to show some support for all artists, for any creators they like, YouTubers, painters, musicians. Like, show them love, give them likes, give them comments. You need it when you're in this artistic, creative world, because it's what we're doing it for. You got to, if you watch somebody religiously, like, tell them. Make sure. Some people don't like to comment. I understand some people can't afford to support, but you can still at least like give a thumbs up and a little comment once in a while. It always makes our day, and that doesn't even goes beyond creators. Just be nice in general, right, Lewis? I mean,
absolutely, man. We have a passion, we have a dream like everyone else, and some people just stop doing it altogether if they don't have a thick skin. I get called a lot of things, but after a while, I've been doing this for a while. I don't care. Call me anything. Just call me in time for dinner.
I was just gonna say, just call me for dinner. Clearly, I'm trying to find. Sorry, I thought I had the link that had more of these images. I want to talk about Scoob. because there's a lot of cool little Easter eggs in this, and I'm actually kind of into this.
We did an edit bay visit. We talked to the director.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was a fun time, and saw a lot of great images. I think we could talk about it now a little bit. The embargo lifted.
Max on Facebook, I want to make sure I give you some love because I want the Facebook people to understand how this works. Oh my God, they complained about him wearing something so he can see. Like someone else said, they just want to see him burn. Exactly, Max. Like he needs goggles so he can see through the fog. Otherwise, it's literally gas, just like toxic gases coming up. And they're like, why is he wearing a mask?
Yeah, newsflash, humans weren't created to do these, hover over volcanoes.
Steve, he's wearing a safety wire. Where's the danger? Steve, what do you mean, where's the danger? You want to dangle from a safety harness across an active volcano while gas is burning your eyes? Dude, it's still an athletic achievement. It's an amazing. Who are you? Can you get up there with a harness? Let's give you 2 harnesses and see if you can do that.
Well, it doesn't matter because he didn't even slip or fall or needed it. So
yeah, he didn't need it. Exactly. He didn't need it. I don't think we need to put his life in jeopardy. It's still a risk to be slip. And then, like I said, movie cliffhanger, it happens.
It's all irrelevant now because guess what? If he didn't have it, he wouldn't have fallen anyway. So we know he did it. Done.
Yeah, well, he probably would have fallen if he hadn't a heart. It always, you never know. It works the way. Let's let's talk about Scoob. I love this because I remember Dick Dastardly and what's his name, the Falcon. There's such a good voice cast here that they're opening up this sort of Warner Brothers universe with Muttley and Dick Dastardly and all these sort of characters I remember from what was that called? The Crazy Racers, the Hanna-Barbera Racers, and all these characters. They're all sort of starting to show their appearances in the new trailer for Scoob. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to get dinged by the trailer, but wait, Mark Wahlberg is the voice of Falcon, but then which is really fun. But do you guys even know who I'm talking about? Am I too old? Am I showing my age? There he is, Dick Dastardly. He would always
the first hipster. Like he has a hipster mustache right there.
I'm trying to find the other. Anyway, but then they have this is Mark Wahlberg playing Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt, his sidekick. But as a kid, I remember all these characters, and I think this is a very clever way to do the origin, but also open up this Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe in a cool way. And it's it's old for a lot of younger kids, but that doesn't mean it can't come back. But a cool voice cast: Zac Efron, and Regina Rodriguez, and Will Forte. I love Will Forte as Shaggy. And then Frank Welker is the new Scooby-Doo, is reprising his voice as Scooby-Doo. We got Ken Jeong, Tracy Morgan, Mark Wahlberg, Jason Isaacs. Hanna-Barbera Scooby fans, I think, are going to be feeling very cool seeing this with their kids as we bring back all these characters. And I just think look, I'm a dad. I'm easier to please with these kids' films these days. But this opening, I love like him meeting Scooby. It's so cute. I think it looks adorable. I think the animation looks nice, looks funny. I'm on board. I can't. My kids can't wait. I can't wait. But you said you got to see some of it.
The director, Tony Cervone. He talked a little bit about what the film's going to be about and why he did it. And basically, he's very proud of the animation. He thinks this is going to be Scooby-Doo like we've never seen before. He explained how the lighting works, how we're going to be able to see the hair on the dog and everything. And he explained how also he's been a huge fan of Scooby-Doo, and I think he's from Chicago, and he learned about burritos watching Scooby-Doo because Shaggy loves eating burritos, right? So he didn't have any idea what California or Los Angeles culture was about, but he learned a lot of it through watching these cartoons, because I guess I didn't even know this or notice this, but they take place mostly in California. So it's going to be very California centric, and it's going to be an origins, like you said. The Blue Falcon's back, and he's like a Batman type of dude, but without spoiling too much. And we're going to get the origins. We're going to find out how Scooby-Doo met Shaggy, how the gang got developed. I got to see the gang in several stages of their lives, being young, how they created the group and everything. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think this is going to be like a Sonic, honestly. Like,
it could. But so this was Dick Dastardly and Muttley, who I'm referring to. And then thank you for the pull. I don't know why I drew a blank, but it was Wacky Races back in the day. But anyway, all these old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, I love that they're sort of that. There's his car. I remember I had some of these figures too. But the fact that they're sort of mixing the worlds and allowing that to sort of have supporting characters in this in a seemingly fun way, while rebuilding and redoing these the Scooby characters we know and love. I think it's smart. Because we've seen the Scooby-Doo movie a bunch of times, but sort of opening up Hanna-Barbera and its universe, I think, is a very smart call, and doing it in this fun, big way in success. Now, like Sonic, they'll have multiple platforms they can jump off to and do in success to rebuild, which I'm sure will make HBO Max really happy, because they got, they would love for some Hanna-Barbera stuff to come back in, since that's going to be coming up. They're going to do a lot of the old cartoons there as well. So yeah, I'm excited. Wacky Race is great. See, I'm not the only old person who knows this stuff. But yeah, and thank you for to call out Gastrogalatin for reminding me Wacky Races was the show. But I'm into it.
Yeah, and can I give you a little bit of a spoiler? Not a spoiler, but an exclusive for this.
Sure.
Okay.
Exclusive. Let's
Stay after credits. There's a scene that we were promised, and it involves an ape. That's it.
Well, that's pretty big. I can only assume which ape that would be. There you go. Anyway, I won't say, because I don't want to spoil it. But I'm excited for it. All right, and then the other news today was Last of Us. Do you play the game? Because I don't really play the game. That's why I don't want to.
No, I don't really play the game. I know it's a PlayStation game, and what's going on with that? Because I know it has a huge fan base. It has a very massive fan base.
I'm glad you asked, Lewis. It's turning into an HBO series with Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin involved, and so they're bringing in the original. I like that they're working with the creator and director of the game, which I and then just to echo, Cameron just says it. Like I just don't play current video games. I need to get into it. I just don't have time. I choose movies and shows and stuff, but I hear this is like one that you're supposed to play. It's like a little girl is in an apocalypse or setting, scary, really good storytelling in the game is everything always been hyped to me. But anyway, insanely popular game where it takes players a post-apocalyptic United States, becoming an HBO series from Chernobyl. Craig Mazin, who does that, which was fantastic, and he's working with Neil Druckmann, who's the writer and creative director of the game, which is a nice thing that they're actually bringing in the creators. And Hollywood's been trying to adapt this into a feature since 2014, but now HBO doing a series, that's even better. We can get. We can be mature with it. We can do whatever they want. They can take their time with the story. The game is a tale of post-apocalypse centered on the relationship between Joel, a smuggler in this new world, and Ellie, a teenager who may be the key to a cure for the deadly pandemic. Joel, a hardened survivor, is hired to smuggle the 14-year-old girl out of the oppressive quarantine zone. What starts as a small job becomes a brutal, heartbreaking journey as they both must traverse across the U.S. and depend on each other for survival. The game was met with widespread acclaim and became one of the best-selling video games of all time. There's also a sequel due to arrive this year. HBO series will adapt the events of the first game. So that's encouraging. So now there's even more to it. Since I thought Last of Us 2 already came out, but or maybe this is 3. But to know that there's more story that they can tap into to make this a longer series is also a good sign. Neil Druckmann is without question the finest storyteller working in video game medium, and Last of Us is his magnum opus, says Mazin. Getting a chance to adapt his breathtaking work of art has been a dream of mine for years, so I'm honored to do it in partnership with Neil. When you're going to do an adaptation, that's always the way you got to do it, right? Bring the creative person involved so they can bring some more story to it. From the first time I sat and talked with Greg, I was equally blown away by the approach and narrative and his love and deep understanding of The Last of Us. With Chernobyl, Craig and HBO created a tense, harrowing, emotional masterpiece. I couldn't think of better partners to bring the story of Last of Us to life in a television show. 2014, Screen Gems was set to make the movie with Druckmann and Sam Raimi producing, but the project was in development hell. Now it lives again on HBO, and the original game is dark and uncompromising, which seems a good fit for Mazin, whose Chernobyl was unflinching in its depiction of the events surrounding the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. So, look, even as I don't know the game, this gets me excited. I think this is where we're going to see a much better adaptation of a widely popular game, because they're bringing in the creator. They're going to go full dark. Chernobyl was intense. Yeah, what do you think, Lewis? Even though
I think you know what? There's an opening right here. There was a controversy with Ellen Page saying that the likeness for the character Ellie in the game was, they ripped off her likeness. Maybe she should play Ellie. What do you think of that?
Well, she's not young. She's not young enough now. She's like 14 in the movie. I mean, in the game, in the show. But if having her play a character would be sort of clever. I don't know the story, and I'm gonna spoil. I don't know where the game who they run into. Is it zombies or other survivors? But clearly there's like a Walking Dead storyline vibe here. But from everything I've gathered, you're just following these two people. You're playing as them through the journey, which makes it a little bit more exciting because Walking Dead, my God, they'll do a whole episode on one guy, and then you forget, and then 4 episodes we're back. I gave up finally. I
gave up.
I couldn't. Who still watches it? Ugh.
I don't know. There seems to be like 3 words of dialogue within the entire hour of each episode, and there's just one little hook at the end trying to get you in, for next week.
Why can't I ever make this you while you're talking? I got to figure out come on. Not only that, but my quality sucks. Look at this quality.
You look handsome, man. Still, I can still tell you're handsome.
4K camera here that in any other software looks fantastic. StreamYard, I'm calling you out. I like your app. I love the comment features, but come on. Why isn't this 1080? Why do I look like I'm shot on an iPhone 1? Oh, I don't understand. It doesn't look that way to me, but I know when I watch back, everything I just said will be accurate. Let's see. I got a quick support. Thank you from Benji. What's up? Oh, Benny Beats. Thank you, Benny. Just showing some love, Andy. Been enjoying the channel and all your guests for a few weeks. It's been fun. Thank you, man. We're here every day too. We're going to have a fun stream tonight. We're getting drunk, noon, just sort of a nerd war. Yeah, tune in tonight at 9 p.m. over on Popcorn Planet. It's going to be set your alerts. It'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, thank you for that support. Yeah, I keep so I see a lot of people mentioning Hugh Jackman for the lead. I don't really want that. Too close to Logan. Is the character similar to Logan? Michael over on Facebook. Hell yes. Can't wait for the hope HBO doesn't cancel. Yeah, I mean, it's still obviously in talks, but this seems like this could be something cool. And they're working on 1080. So says from Fanjecture. Yeah, they better hurry up. This looks like
they're at 360 right now.
Lewis, as we wrap up our feed, we don't have to do a long show. Not that much to happen today, unless someone wants to shoot over a topic that we get jazzed on. Lewis, anything you saw or recently you wanted to mention? Here's play.
Well, tonight I'm gonna be watching Vin Diesel's Bloodshot. Is it Bloodshot? Yeah. Is that the correct name?
That invite. Who's this? What studio is that again?
This is I believe Sony. Is it Sony or Paramount? So yeah, it's Sony.
Did you watch The Way Back with Ben Affleck yet?
I have not. No, they had a few screenings here in LA. We did a few promos for it, but I have not had a chance. But we are doing Andy. I don't know if you know this, but next week on Tuesday, that's on the March 10th, I believe, LA Live, we're giving away free passes to a fan screening of Bloodshot. Hopefully, we're trying to get some of the talent there. This is going to be at LA Live. You can win passes on Nerd Report channel. We're going to do run a couple contests. That's our screening. They gave us 100 pairs of passes, so we got to fill the theater, and we're going to have a good time. And hopefully, we get treated to some popcorn and maybe
I retweeted the link. I'll go do it again after the show, so people can go find it on mine or his. But yeah, go check out Nerd Report. Find that screening link if you're in the LA area. Go enjoy Bloodshot. So you're seeing it tonight. So what do you think? You think it'll be good?
I think it's going to be fun. But tomorrow also, I have another screening. I hope I could say this.
Damn! Hold on, Lewis.
What?
Hold the presses. Bam! Taylor M. just dropped a $50 donation.
Damn.
Man, thank you, Taylor. That makes the stream. Made my day. I really appreciate that. Bravo. Thank you, sir. That's the support. I seen you over in Jody's as well. Thank you. Getting motivating the fans to understand every creator. You got to motivate them to understand. That's why we do it. Taylor, you are a legend. See, everyone, look at that. Everyone's like, yeah, because they all are impressed. Because not everyone can drop that, but Taylor's doing all right. So when you're doing all right, take care of people. Taylor says Gerard Butler should be the lead for Joe. Very excited for the show. Yeah, dude, I love Gerard Butler and I love the Fallen franchise. I want to get it. So I want to talk about that. But Lewis, I cut you off. You were saying finish your thought on Bloodshot, and then we're going to talk about Gerard Butler, and then we'll come back to Taylor.
Tomorrow I'm watching A Quiet Place 2. That's all I'm going to say.
I didn't get that invite either. LA always gets the much better invite. So jealous. That one I think is going to be good.
Yeah. Well, I'm interviewing some of the cast as well, so I have to be prepped.
You get it super early because of that. That makes sense. When you do the junkets, they let you see it right away, and then you can't really tell anybody. But call me afterwards.
No.
No. He never does. All right, but Last of Us, Gerard Butler fans who play the game, he's older now. The character would that play in age wise? That's unfair. Let's not be ageist. But Gerard Butler's a solid actor. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities, I feel like, since 300. But then he did the Fallen movies. Are you a fan of the Fallen movies? I love the Fallen movies.
You're asking me?
Yeah, you don't like them?
Okay, so this network now has Jodie's DNA, right?
I don't know.
Does it?
Maybe. Sure, a little bit.
On the realness?
Oh, you're going to be on the, always be on the realness.
Gerard Butler is the most rudest actor, the only rude actor I've ever met. I don't even care about people when they're rude to me. The only reason I walked up to him once was because we were at a fan event for How to Train a Dragon. He made my son, who's a big fan, and I wait for him for an hour. He knew we were there. He was taking pictures with everyone except us. After giving me the we could take a picture nod, then he sics security on me. So I'm not supporting. I don't give a crap about him.
Damn. Well, I have a positive story I'll share afterwards. But
his movies are good. You know, he's a talented dude that cannot be taken away. But you know, separating the person from the talent, I say, hey, you know, he's talented. If you guys enjoy him, there's other people that work in the movies, so support the films he's in. Just one bad experience over here.
Well, I appreciate the realness. When Taylor drops 50 bones, we got to give him the realness.
Taylor, thank you very much, man. Andy really uses this for the channel and stuff. I know him personally.
Well, once you get enough, I can start sharing it with my guests. It's just, you gotta pay these internet bills first. No, thank you. Thank you for that, Lewis. But I was gonna say my positive story of Gerard Butler was I won the MTV Movie Award back there for that short I did. Which I don't remember the 300. We were at the MTV Movie Awards, which was crazy. I met Zack Snyder, which has been a nice thing.
I heard he's super cool.
Super cool. And so when people are like, "You hate Zack," and I always throw my shot of me with Zack Snyder, like, "What's up?" But he was very nice and he was nice because we paired with him. But then I got to meet Gerard Butler and he sat in front of us and dude was so nice. Talked like, I loved the short, like watched it. I was like, damn, this guy's like actually, and then caught me at the party afterwards and made a point to say hello. Like he was being a pro. It was like a big event, but I had nothing but nice things to say about Gerard Butler.
Oh, that's good. So great, man.
Maybe our story was a bad day. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't approach any celebrity when they're in their personal time at all. I actually avoid them during press events as well because it's all business. I expect them to be. This was an event, a meet and greet, so I expect them to kind of like be happy during the meet and greet because we were invited to go. It's not like, hey, we just showed up and we barged in, but whatever, it is what it is. I'm thinking right now I probably caught him in the wrong time. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
Gerard Butler is entertaining and stuff like that.
Shatner is a jerk. William Shatner is a jerk. No benefit of the doubt. He's a jerk. So if we're gonna be real, I'll share my. He is a jerk. Gerard Butler might have had a bad day.
No, absolutely, 100%. But you know, I just wanted the Jodie's rubbing off on me, man. Today.
But that's what happens. We gotta have the realness. But back to the Fallen movies. So you couldn't enjoy them because you're like, man.
Yeah, I liked them because I saw them before. The last one I didn't bother watching.
Oh, dude, the last one's awesome.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Angel Has Fallen. Nick Nolte is fantastic. It's so much fun. Nick Nolte gives we saw it in the theater, was just laughing the whole and it made a lot of money. Surprisingly, those movies are so cheap and then they make a fortune. So I think they're already greenlighting another trilogy and they're doing a series now. So they're going to run that thing into the ground. But London Has Fallen was silly. The first one's great. And then the third, surprisingly, I'm telling you guys, it's a perfect one to watch at home some night when you just catch it. But Angel Has Fallen, I meant to review it and I never did, but I love the Fallen movie. So Gerard Butler, I'm for, but I see a lot of Tom Hardy suggestions for this movie. Everybody wants Tom Hardy.
What about the guy from Upgrade who looks exactly like Tom Hardy? Yeah.
Joel, what is his?
For less.
I can't remember his name, but he's like Diet Tom Hardy.
Poor guy, but he's great. He's great. People want us to talk about, want you to spill the beans about, what's it called? Is it William? Was it Shatner, right?
Oh,
William Shatner.
I didn't see it. Did someone say it? Am I missing?
Yeah, they're asking. Yeah.
Oh, you are. Hold on.
I think with William Shatner, to be fair, Andy, I think it's a thing since the 60s. He's been called, Captain Kirk, and a lot of the actors, this is an art for them, and they're real people, but we look at them as cartoons, on TV. And after a while, that just starts to get to them. And I kind of understand he's much older now, and I feel like it's part of his personality to be the guy that's kind of a dick, kind of, but I just feel like that's the way he probably runs it.
Let's play a game. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready for this game?
Do it.
All right. It's time to play Tom Hardy or Logan Marshall Green. Dun, 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 dun. All right, Lewis.
Whoa.
Which one's Tom Hardy?
Well,
Which
Tom
one's
Hardy's
Logan
on
Marshall
my left right here. On my
yes.
right.
Yes, in
Right
the
here.
tux. All right,
Yeah.
I gave you the easy one. All right, now moving on. Is this Tom Hardy or Logan Marshall Green?
Tom Hardy again on.
Come on, these are like insanely similar though.
Oh yeah. No, there's no
Next up.
doubt. But I've watched these guys a lot because I'm in love with them.
Look how close these guys are. It's insane.
Yeah.
They look way too close. But anyway, diet.
Let's be honest though, Hollywood hires the same look and the same people over and over again.
They do, but my God, these
There's
guys
like 10 Chris's in the Avengers.
Yeah, this is exactly. Sorry, William Shatner. One story: William Shatner or Chris Evans in Scott Derrickson's new movie. My William Shatner story is okay. All right, hold on. This is the story. I was going to say Chris Evans is circling Bermuda. So Scott Derrickson, who left Doctor Strange, is now doing this film, Bermuda, about the Bermuda Triangle, and it looks about a sadistic dentist. Oh no, he's also that's right. He's playing the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors, which I'm excited about. But Chris Evans is now circling this role in Scott Derrickson's movie. But any thoughts on that?
Has that topic ever been tackled in a film?
Not like that.
UFOs, maybe?
No, it's perfectly ripe for it. The Bermuda Triangle.
It's fascinating. The story of a lot of problems there with the gravity pool and aliens and whatever it is,
Some interesting comments too. Upgrade was better than Venom. I agree. Upgrade is fantastic.
Yeah.
And Fallen Angel, it's Angel is fallen, but yes, it is perfect. Dude, it's so much fun. I'm glad Taylor, you saw it too. They need to play brothers, Logan Marshall Green and Tom Hardy for sure. Bermuda can either be Armageddon good or National Treasure levels of bad, even though National Treasure is guilty pleasure. I was going to say, Yash, careful. I love my National Treasure when it happens. All right, but I guess nobody cares about Chris.
Bermuda is going to be played. It's going to be horror.
Let's talk about must have Shatnered on Andy before. Let's talk about, everyone keeps asking, what's my William Shatner story? Is that how we'll end on that? It's not that exciting, but we'll see what happens. A couple of you else asked, but what's the story on William Shatner? Spill the tea. All right, I got to spill the tea because I can't tease it. So I had a friend. I had a family member who worked on a show that he did. I don't want to name names just for sake of show people, but I had a family member who worked like the highest level of the show that he did, like one of his TV shows. And so I made a whole deal to like get them to bring my parents to a taping of the show because my dad is a massive Captain Kirk fan. So I was like, I knew it wasn't like I never use those favors. I tried to, but this was a close enough, member that close to it. I was like, well, if I'm ever going to pull this off, if I'm ever going to like take advantage of their clout, I'd love to like make my dad meet Captain Kirk. Like how cool would that be? Yeah. And they totally got it. Like, absolutely. So we said it, we got to the taping. We were like right there and got to watch and got the taping. It was great. Everything's awesome. And then we got like the set photographer was all ready to go to take the picture, to sort of just get like, hey, do the meeting and hello really quick. And so I have like this high level creator level person of the show walks up and is like, hey, Bill, just real quick, could you meet my friend, my dad, Steve? What am I doing here? What? No, what? Photos? What am I, a clown here? Am I a monkey here walking around? This is like just the worst. Like literally 5 seconds, he's made up on set. It's like the guys say, like there wasn't a line of people. Literally, it is, and then he just begrudgingly just says, and storms off. Doesn't even like say nice to meet you. Hello, how are you doing? And I was so disappointed. It's like those moments you meet the heroes, and I didn't want that to happen. And so I set it all up where I thought, if you're ever going to do it in the Hollywood game, this is how you do it. He's already in his makeup. I have the creator of the person like vouching. I have the set photographer who's been taking pictures of him all day. Like I've been on sets. That's how it works. It's the only time you can really get away with it in a professional way like that. And he still was like, and it was such a bummer. So now at least we had a funny story to talk about. And my parents had fun on set, and I was grateful to the contact and everything, but it was such a letdown. And then so moral stories, and I've shared that story and I've heard countless similar stories. And then we finally got him on Screen Junkies Plus. We had Casper Van Dien did this interview show on Screen Junkies Plus, which was such a fun, underrated show. Casper Van Dien's like the nicest and knew all these people.
He is.
And we had him like interview because he's so nice and likable. So we brought in all these people and had these really in-depth, interesting conversations, cult classics with Casper Van Dien. So we brought in like Ernie Hudson and amazing Lance Hendrickson. And then William, like it was an amazing show. But we got William Shatner to come in due to like he was being nice to Casper, but he was promoting his book about horses. And so literally, it's a show called Cult Classics. We're talking about cult classic things. And literally the rep and everyone's like, he'll only come if you talk about horses. So we like all sat around like, do we book William Shatner as a guest? All Casper can talk about is horses. And Casper, like the gentleman, he says, like, well, I rode a horse on Tarzan, and I have a great story about my horse and what was it called? With Sleepy Hollow. And I was like, all right, you want to do? He's like, yeah, William, I want to talk. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And he's like, I'll ease him in. And so sure enough, we get him for like 20 or 30 minutes, and we talk about horses. But then I kept pushing Casper, like, just get a couple Star Trek questions in, just slide them in. And, got him eased to the horse talk. And then he finally did like open up a little bit. But it was just like, and then but every time we got him a little bit off tangent, he's like, no, let's talk about the horse. Let's go back to the book. It's like, oh my God, this is so.
You'd be surprised about how many actors.
Nice. We like let them talk about the book. We promoted the book for 20 minutes. Yeah. We wanted 5 minutes, a couple Star Trek questions. And he was like, nope. I'm done. But anyways, you any thoughts on that?
You'd be surprised about how many actors don't want to talk about the thing that made them famous. They're sick of it. They don't understand that that's how we know them. So there's not really much more we could talk about with them. I mean, do you remember Gary Coleman?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Gary Coleman was on Different Strokes. Is that it? Yeah. And he had a saying, what are you talking about, Willis? Right? So when he did an autograph signing, when people would say the phrase, he'd get pissed off. And it's like, I was thinking, it's like, Gary, people don't know. What do you want them to ask? How's your family? How's your dog doing? They don't know you outside of the film. So just play along and sign away and make your money. That's the thing, so.
Exactly. No, they don't know how to do it. Anyway,
we got another super chat.
There we go. I was going to say, let's end on this. Apps and good. Thank you for the support. What up, Andy? I'm late, but I just want to say, hey, and have a awesome day. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Happy to always be here supporting, talking about whatever you guys want. Thank you for the support. And not even just that. I see a lot of nice comments in here. So thank you guys for showing up. We've had some stinker haters people. That's why I've sort of turned it. I'm done.
How's about this for a topic? Why don't we have one show one day about awesome experiences with celebrities?
Love it.
Forget about the
celebrities.
We'll pick three. We pick three because we've been blessed. We've met a few, right? Let's get like 3 to
and then we can get the comments to submit theirs. I love that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of dope. Something different,
I dig it. Best celebrity meeting experiences. We'll do it. Yeah, exactly. Shatner would rather talk about Priceline. It's true. I've seen him do it. Oh man. Yeah, it's like Harry. I feel like I hope Daniel Radcliffe is cool about the Harry Potter stuff. It seems genuine camera. At least he grew up with Harry. Yeah, but Harry Potter is a perfect example. No, he's not cool with it. He wants to move on from it.
Yeah,
but he's smart and he's not William Shatner. And then he knows if you just are a jerk about it, people will lose interest, and then you can't keep your clout going. That's the problem. It's like Shatner doesn't care anymore. He's at a level where he's done more than Star Trek. You got to remember, I loved him on what was it, Boston Legal, and then The Practice. No, and T.J. Hooker, but he's done a lot of TV. Rescue 911. Remember,
Daniel Radcliffe has actually moved on and done a lot of small independent films that have not really caught on. But he's been trying. I'm not sure what he's up to.
I loved him in Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, that was
Starting Corpse. Oh, guys, if you haven't watched Swiss Army Man, go watch. It's amazing. And I really wanted to watch Guns Akimbo, and then it got the director went crazy or I don't even know that story, so I don't want to comment because I want to look more into it. But that went crazy. Anyway, hey, Andy, lots of love. Really like your personality. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kira. I was just showing some nice comments. Vitaly, thank you. Sounds great. I had a couple more as we wrap up. Never meet your heroes, I guess. That's what they say, Plo. You're right. And again, thank you for that. And again, thank you for, it doesn't pop up there. Hold on. I don't really give one more shout out to Taylor for stepping up the stream. Taylor M, you are a legend. I appreciate your support. I will remember it. Tell me what you want. We'll talk about it next time. Hit me up on social media. Any of you guys can at Andy Signore. Nerd Lecca on Twiter for Lewis to go follow him. Go follow him and go to Nerd Report. Anything else you want to plug? We wind this down.
Well, we've been going live several times a day on Nerd Report. Actually, every time I hear something breaks, I just go live for 10 to 15 minutes. And hopefully you guys hit the notification bell over there because, you know, and you can be part of the conversation.
It helps. No, yeah. Lewis get some scoops. So go check it out. And obviously Fandom Wire as well. Fandom Wire, Nerd Report, Popcorn Planet, your 3 sources for all of entertainment. So go support them. Thank you as always, Lewis, for talking to me. I love that we can catch each other at this time of day. Enjoy the rest of your day. I know it's earlier there in LA, but my LA insider Lewis is here always to give you guys the scoops. So go show him support, please. Go give him some love. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back with another one tomorrow, right? It's Friday. Yeah, I'm losing track of my weeks. But tonight, 9 p.m., I'm doing a big stream here with some buddies. We're going off the rails. Hit your comments, your stuff. So come hang out with us tonight. Have a good one, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you later. That's all we got. Bye.